What's up, guys? Welcome back. My name is Luke, and guys, thank you so much for joining me today. So in today's video, as you might have seen by the title of the video, I'm going to be talking about star signs and why I think believing in them is sort of wishy-washy type of, belief. So, yeah. So yes, for those of you who don't know what star signs are, they are basically horoscope signs that are 12 in number, and they are determined by the date of birth, your date of birth actually, and depending on the month in which you were born in, they each represent your personality traits, preferences, and basically foretell how you're going to navigate your way through life. And that's just about it. And that's just a short description without me getting sucked into the rabbit hole of how the sun's gravitational pull and the moon's rotational position has an influence on whether your romantic relationship will work out or not, or whether or not you are going to be miserable due to the moon's slightly half appearance. Yeah, whew, crazy. But anyway, before I state why I don't believe in any star signs at all, why I don't believe in star signs, let me tell you a story. 2 years back, yes, 2 years back, I met with someone I'd been in the same high school as, but she was in a lower grade. When I was doing my metric, she was doing grade 11. I remember back then in high school, I remember this girl. She was very attractive, down to earth, quiet. I would describe her as an individual who will be in a room full of people, but you still wouldn't notice that she was in that particular room. Well, she's that type of an individual. So yes, so 2 years back, we bumped into each other because I was doing my final year of tertiary by then. And so I had seen her a couple of times on campus. And so on this particular day, I decided, let me approach her and just, let's catch up. It'll be interesting. This is a nice, this is a nice girl from high school. So anyways, I decided to approach her. And so I approached her, reintroduced myself. We spoke and catched up and all. And well, it was interesting, getting to talk with this girl who you wouldn't talk to back in high school, because I don't know for what particular reason, or maybe because she was in a lower grade than me. So yes, so there's a reason why we should be talking, because at least our old high school is like the catalyst for starting this conversation. Yeah, but anyway, so we spoke, and as we spoke, in the conversation you could pick up she was using this other lingo, phrases such as enlightened, woke, experience, gain experience, connection on a deeper level. She would use such phrases. And well, first time when I heard her, in the conversation as she used these words, I just brushed it off. And yeah, so we got to the part where she was asking me about, what being woke is, and it's nice because I'm just here. I just want to experience. I just want to go to a lot of places, meet new people, experience life on a deeper level, and get to know people on a deeper level. In my mind, I'm like, oh, freaking goodness. So she's that type. I'm like, oh man, when did this girl get into, this thing of wokeness? When did she get woke? Because, yeah, I had, spoken to people before on wokeness, spirituality. And for girls, personally, I find it's a turn off. Like, for me, I don't know, because of a certain perception I have towards people who are into new age type of spirituality. I don't know. Maybe it's a perception. Maybe I need to work on it. I don't know. But I'm I don't know. I don't have interest in that. So as the girl continued speaking, right? She spoke on this and that. Immediately, guys, immediately I lost interest. Because I mean, approaching her, I was interested to say, oh, she's beautiful. She's nice. Let's see something, something somewhere. Okay, cool. But as she spoke, interest automatically turned off. I just turned off, and I personally wanted to leave that place. I feel like any individual who has to sort of ascribe their decision makings on relationship or life's decisions to stars, moon, and whatsoever thing out there is let me use a good word, is not that responsible for their own life, cannot take responsibility for their own life, does not have their life all together within their own hands, because that's sort of deflecting your responsibility on something else, something out of your control. You get me, right? So yeah, that's just me. So yeah, we proceeded with the conversation. I was already feeling, unease. I wanted to already leave because there's no interest. I'm turned off already. What more to talk about? Man, nah, I couldn't stand the torture of being told about, the astral plane, the moon and the sun, how the moon's force, forces its will on us, something like that. So I left that place and I never took her numbers. And yes, worse, that was the last time I saw her on campus. I don't know where she went to, but yeah. And so personally, I just find it quite ridiculous that we have to depend on the alignment of this and that in order to take responsibility for our own lives and in order to choose. And how the alignment of stars, moon, and sun can literally determine the destiny of someone with the free will, for God's sake. It's mad. It's mad. So basically, star signs fall under these two concepts, determinism and predestination, which are beliefs or views that all of life's events are completely determined beforehand by either an existing cause, a mysterious force, or by God. And by that very simple analysis, these two concepts undermine free will, because where do you come in as a human being if everything about you as a whole human being is fixed, literally immutable? It means you can do nothing to change it. And yes, even if you had a choice, you wouldn't do much to change anything at all. So by that simple premise, you as a human being are a victim of life and its circumstances, and unchangeability is literally your worst nightmare, because your life is at the mercy of some cosmic force or some cosmic body out there that is out to get you. And that I find ridiculous, because looking at star signs and the description, they actually box people, and just by your star signs, people already have a framed and narrow idea about who you are without getting to know you on a personal level. So yeah, as if decoding human behavior and human psyche was that easy. And if it was, psychiatrists would have discovered the Holy Grail a long time ago. But yes, nope, the field is still ongoing. There's still new discoveries about human beings and how we operate as human beings. We still shock ourselves each and every freaking day. That's why astrology falls under pseudoscience, because it has no scientific credibility to it. But it's spiritual practice. It's a spiritual practice, and you can't use logic to understand it. Well, I don't believe true spirituality should disregard your free will. No, it shouldn't. And yes, free will and determinism or predestination cannot coexist under the same room. No, they can't. By their very definition, they can't. And overall, star signs play into people's stereotypes. I mean, just look at the dating market. You'll be turned down for being a Leo because your predetermined weaknesses are jealousy and possessiveness, as if those are not normal human characteristics, Those are normal. Hence, I'm not shocked at the dating market, because people use star signs to qualify and disqualify people or potential mating partners, not based on their characters, or interest, but based on the alignment of the moon, stars, and sun, which is ridiculous. It's like, Why didn't you text him back? Well, I didn't like his gravitational orbit because it seemed as if his stars were 306 degrees tilted towards the universal black hole of brokenness and dullness, and the moon was half shaped when we went out. Bad vibes, so he's not my type. That's so ridiculous. To a large extent, star signs act as conscious defensive mechanism and theories that are just used to give people a pass on their shortcomings and their fear of being vulnerable within the relationship context, which then ultimately promotes a lack of accountability and responsibility in people. Star signs play into your confirmation biases, just like Shepherd Bushiri's prophecies. They're generic, they're vague, so they apply to everyone. They fall under the Barnum effect, which is basically the tendency for people to accept generalized personality descriptions as accurate descriptions of their own unique personality or character. And yes, it makes sense because human beings have it in them to think great of themselves, to the point of thinking the moon, the sun, the stars orbiting around us, they literally gravitate around us. I mean, it's egocentric in its purest form, don't you think? And yes, I once heard someone say, as a way of justifying their beliefs,
even the Bible talks of stars. Remember the story of the wise men from the East?
Yeah. Back in the days, people used stars to find geographical locations. Stars acted as modern day GPSs. So, yeah, guys, there you have it. That's me debunking star signs. If you would like to give your views, please feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section. And yeah, I guess I'll be seeing you on the next one. And yes, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll really, really, really appreciate it. So guys, thank you so much for today. Ciao.